My wife sent me here to echo the same concerns others have stated. She's a light sleeper. I sleep through a lot of things, but she's been woken up numerous times before 7 o'clock by the construction out there. This morning, there was a giant dump truck dumping rocks about from the front of this room to the back, about that close to our back door, at 5:55 in the morning. That sort of thing has happened numerous times. So we just like the city to address that issue and make sure that they are complying with that noise ordinance and not doing that sort of thing before 7. And also the dust has been an issue with us as well. So just to second those thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else? Mr. Earp.
Mayor, I was just going to say, if it would please the council, I can offer some items into the record. I know there's an item to update this at the city manager report, but in the event that the citizens that are here speaking aren't going to wait that long, I will just say that our staff received the first complaints on around the end of July, about July 26th or so, and that's when our engineering staff reached out to the on-site construction folks with KB. They met on-site, and they met again as recently as this last Thursday, and they went through the number of items that were brought forward by the public as far as the mounding of the dirt, which they're preparing for site development purposes, the dust, in which they have committed to add additional water trucks for additional dust control, noise. They committed to not be working except between the hours of 7 and 7. So hearing that just happened this morning, anytime that any of the citizens see that has happened, if they would just please email or contact the city to let us know, we'll follow up with the builder. But when we were on site on Thursday, they committed to only be operating, after 7 a.m. As far as the fences go, my understanding is they did a full inspection of all the fences. We're awaiting the report back, but they did say that there were fences that were damaged and fences that were repaired as a part of the process. If anyone still feels that their fence has not been properly addressed, then we need to know who that is so that we can get out there and have the inspectors look specifically at that particular address. I think that summarizes most of the points that were brought up. I'll be talking a little bit more in detail in the city manager's report, but those are the main points.
Okay.
The other thing to enter into the record as far as the Arbor concern, we received complaints about Arbor earlier this year, and we did a traffic study basically on that stretch where the police department set up counters like they do whenever we receive those items. The counters were there from April 24th to April 26th, so it was during the school year. They counted 1,374 vehicles in those 2 days, of which 60% of those were traveling below the posted speed limit of 30 miles per hour, and only one vehicle out of 1,374 was what was considered a citable range. That's not to say that the speed limit isn't necessarily appropriate. It's just that we don't see it from the assessment that we did as far as speeding goes. Whether 30 miles an hour is appropriate speed for the pedestrian traffic or not is a whole nother matter. But if we decide to go down that path, there are state procedures in place if we were to lower the speed limit to 25 miles per hour that we would have to meet those thresholds. In this report from the sergeant, he did identify the fact that there were numerous students who were crossing Arbor at Ontano Loop. And they did suggest that we look at striping for a crosswalk there and putting in a controlled crossing, whether we add a stop sign for that purpose or look at some other type of control, and that's been sent to our Public Works and Street and Engineering divisions for review.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else wishing to come forward and speak on any item?